One really great feature of Windows Server 2012 is the ability to remotely manage it from another Windows Server 2012 box. In this video entitled Enabling Remote Management, I want to show you the on-off switch for that. This will show up on the exam in some form, and you need to know about this for real-world functionality. Now, the remote management of Windows Server 2012 can be enabled or disabled. Now, get a bunch of administrators into a room and mention remote management, remote anything. About half of that room is going to start throwing furniture and foaming at the mouth and stuff, because a lot of people really get worried about security compromises when you start talking about remote management and stuff. Then there's the other side that can't live without remote management. So this will help solve that dilemma for most people. Now, let me throw a note in here. Remote management in the Windows Server environment utilizes either WinRM or DCOM. Don't worry about what those mean. But what they really are methodologies, or basically we're jumping in the developer world here, about how we actually make a connection to that server to perform this remote functionality. Now, each of these ports get contacted in an attempt to establish a connection when we're trying to do anything remote with Windows Server 2012. Now, the setting that I'm about to show you will affect WinRM connections, but they do not affect the parts of the server manager that use DCOM, Distributed Component Object Model. Now, be aware of this, real world, because you can turn this off. You can disable remote management and still see some remote things happen. Nobody's hacked you. There's no big deal. It's just that something's connecting via DCOM. So just keep that in mind. I don't know if you'll hear about that on the exam, but you might want to watch for it. So let's jump out to the start screen, and I'll kick off Server Manager and show you where you can turn this on and off. Now, Server Manager usually starts up on the dashboard, just like you see here. Well, to enable or disable remote management, you need to go to the local server. So we're over here on the left, right over here, we're going to click Local Server, and you'll have to give it just a moment. Everything's going to show up with the status of unknown, and slowly you'll see them kind of jumping in here. It's just actually going out and polling and seeing what's happened with all these properties. And notice right here on the left side, right here, it says Remote Management Enabled on this server. Well, if I'm not comfortable with that and I want to disable it, all I have to do is click this hypertext link, and that will take me directly to the Configure Remote Management dialog box or window, whatever you want to call that. Notice it's as simple as clearing this checkbox. If there's a check there, then we have enabled remote management of this server from other computers. If I clear that, that will take that capability away. They're giving you some pointers here. This will enable applications or commands that require WMI and Windows PowerShell remote access. If you disable it, those applications or commands will fail, and you may not be able to manage this computer remotely from a different subnet because of firewall settings. So they're saying turning this on is not a silver bullet as far as remote management. It enables it on the computer, but there could be other things like firewall settings that could prevent it. And they're also warning you about permissions down here. But that's how you would turn it on or off. And just always remember, especially on the exam, you can determine whether to enable or disable remote management on a Windows Server 2012 server.